What's up? This is Release Rotation. I'm your host, John W. Snyder. Alright, so here's what's up. NBA season's over. I don't have a lot to talk about because I like talking basketball and football. And right now we're in the thick of baseball. Boring. At least until playoffs. Or maybe World Series even. I don't even know what the baseball numbers are for viewers, like people who watch baseball. But it can't be good. I know people do watch it, but the numbers just can't be great. But that's where we're at. There's still golf tournaments. There's still some tennis happening, maybe. But it is summer. It's August. And, I guess preseason football started last week. There was one game, and there's several this week. So we're getting close. But, man, not a lot to talk about in the NBA or with football or basketball, like college basketball for that matter. The only thing I have with basketball to talk about is Vince Carter agreed to a deal with the Atlanta Hawks to return. He's 42 years old, and he's still playing in the NBA. That's insane. So, it'll be his 22nd season, and he'll be breaking the record shared by Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Garnett, Kevin Willis, and Robert Parrish. So good for him. I was looking at his stats too. It's not like he's horrible. He played 17 and a half minutes a game over 76 games and averaged 7.4 points. But definitely he's a veteran. He's a mentor for that young team. With Trey there. That's good. I think it's great that he's still there. He's still playing. He's basically another coach, but on the court too, which is awesome for the Hawks. So you have that, I guess. Something else I saw, because I was trying to find if there was any news worth talking about, but NBA.com has a list of the top 10 players in different statistical categories in the last decade. And it's pretty interesting. I think it's pretty obvious that LeBron James is at the top of the total points. And then it's funny looking at the next three. Well, so LeBron James, then you've got Kevin Durant, former Oklahoma City Thunder, James Harden, former Oklahoma City Thunder, Russell Westbrook, former Oklahoma City Thunder. Awesome. So that rounds out your top four of the points. Insane. And then another interesting stat was total assists over the last decade. Number one, Russell Westbrook. And then at number two, Chris Paul, who they each got traded for each other this year. So, hey, Oklahoma City, there's the silver lining. Lots of assists coming from Chris Paul if he even suits up for a game, which at this point he probably will. So, it is what it is. The Thunder, who knows? The Thunder could surprise some people. But let's be honest, on paper, they're not surprising anybody. But that was a really interesting statistics. And then total steals, another silver lining, Chris Paul, number one in the last decade. And then number two is Russell Westbrook. James Harden's number 4 on that list. So another Thunder. So there's that for you. Pretty interesting. Splash Brothers. They have the highest 3-point percentage over the last decade. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Curry number 1, Klay number 2, which is pretty cool. Good for them. So, I don't know. Just some interesting stats when there's not much else going on. That's really about it. I got nothing else when it comes to NBA right now. I'm still a Thunder fan, though, if you're curious. Still going to cheer for them. It's going to be a rough decade. Maybe not that long, but probably. Let's be honest. It's really hard to win a championship. It's really hard. So, whatever. I mean, at least I want them to be a contender someday again, at least in my lifetime. So, that's all I have for sports this week. I got nothing else. This is going to be a quick podcast because I'm only 5 minutes in and I'm done with sports for this one. We'll be right back after this break. All right, we are back. So it's August, the 8th month of the year. So we're well over halfway through the year. I still don't have one interview on here, and it's really disheartening. Part of it is time, just because of work and family and everything, and that's a excuse. It's a decent excuse, but it's probably not a great one. And I'm only telling you this because I want you guys to understand and hear what I'm doing and how I'm going through this process of a podcast and trying to figure it out 8 months in, what I'm trying to do and how I'm trying to do it. And so it's just a matter of setting up some interviews and making some phone calls, sending some text or some messages over Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and just doing it. I mean, I could literally knock out like 5 interviews in a weekend if I was being smart about it and doing this the right way. And it just dawned on me that I could do it like that. I mean, I like for them to be relevant and timely. So I don't know if I would do 5 in a weekend, maybe 2, because I do them weekly, so I don't want to spread it out over 5 weeks and we miss out on some fun stuff. But maybe I could do 1 or 2 in the next couple weeks. I mean, I did buy the microphone, so that's not an excuse. I have the equipment. I guess maybe, procrastination, laziness. Those are probably the best excuses at this point, because it's not like I don't want to do it. I do. And so I'm only telling you this and saying this because I feel like I've probably disappointed some people who listen to this who are waiting for an interview, and I understand. So I'll get to it. It'll happen. Again, I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm still trying to figure out my website. It's up, but it's not pretty, because I have no idea what I'm doing with Squarespace. And so I'm trying to figure that out. Trying to figure out really the niche of this podcast still. I mean, it's just one man's opinion on sports with an opinion and kind of a news blurb, news flash. I don't know if that's interesting, because by the time you hear this, you may or may not already know what I've talked about. Yes, I'm thinking this through as I'm talking out loud. That's what I do usually. And so I'm going to use the last few minutes of this podcast for that. So if you want to stay with me, that's fine. If not, I understand. Push that pause or stop button. Go find you another podcast to listen to. Or you can sit here and listen to me think out loud, because that's what I'm doing. And maybe you'll learn something from it. But that's where I'm at, trying to figure it out. And because I was talking to someone else the other night about podcasts and what we listen to, and I named my 3 favorite podcasts that I named: Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard, Conan O'Brien, and You Make It Weird with Pete Holmes. Those are like my 3 go-to podcasts, and each of those 3 is interview style. They interview somebody in each of those, and that's what I like to listen to, and I feel like that's what a lot of people listen to and like to listen to. I mean, it's not like this is a full-time job for me, so I can't spend 40 hours a week researching and doing a podcast on whatever it might be, where I have interviews and stats and facts and news like that. And so it's gonna happen. I know I keep saying that, and so I'm trying to figure it out. But thank you for sticking with me. Just being forward and honest tonight, because I feel like that's what's fair for you if you've been listening and waiting. And so I'll get to it. I will have some interviews, I know for sure, by the end of September. Like, that's a guarantee. There will be some interviews by the end of September, but I'm hoping to get some done before then. But that's where we're at right now. So I appreciate you listening. And take it from me, if you're starting something new or doing something, do it and go for it. And you're either going to struggle through it like I am, or you're not. But I mean, I feel like, even if it is going smooth, you're going to have times where you're going to struggle and not want to do it, not want to work on whatever it is you're working on, whether it's a podcast or it's art or music. You're not going to want to do it, but keep doing it, keep putting in the hours. And that's what I'm trying to do here, because I know eventually it's going to click and something's going to change, and this is going to be a fun podcast because I'm not going to give up on it. So that's where I'm at right now. But thanks for listening. And the other thing too, real quick, if I didn't say it in the beginning, but every Tuesday now there will be a podcast up. So I'm not going to be just doing it sporadically. So if you are a regular listener, the new episode will be up each Tuesday. So there you have it. Thanks. Talk to you later.